Welcome to the Isle of Souls. This is the home of my ultimate Iron Man. I'm trapped here and I'm on a mission to collect the best in slot gear that's available on the island. I'll need to gain levels, take on some serious grinds and risk it all to accomplish my goal. We're really getting to know the island now and we're getting ready to unlock some game-changing upgrades. Welcome to Soul Trapped. Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of Soul Trapped, the series where my ultimate Iron Man is locked onto the Isle of Souls. So as you can see, we're starting this episode off with a lovely level. That's 30 prayer coming in. Now, as you might have seen at the end of last episode, we've gotten that all from big bones that we've gained from moss giants. This does give us another option of prayer training because we can now spend zeal points that's earned from Soul Wars on prayer XP. But before we really get into the grind, let's talk about the goals for this episode. So my main two goals for this video is to get ourselves 40 prayer and unlock the ectoplasmator, and also to finally fix the pottery wheel. Now, the prayer training isn't going to be too bad. We need to kill about 1,000 of these moss giants, bury all of their bones, which will get us up to level 40 prayer. We can then go and get a little bit of zeal from Soul Wars and then unlock the ectoplasmator. This is going to let us train our prayer further on Forgotten Souls, whilst also collecting runes to train our magic up. Now, we need to train our magic higher than it is right now because we want to unlock the superheat item spell so that we can start training our smithing and get ourselves an iron bar, and that's something that's needed to fix that pottery wheel. Having a way to train our prayer quite AFK is also going to benefit us in the long run, and that brings us on to a subject that I think we do need to discuss, and that's the end goals for this account. Now, when I first started this series, I really did not expect it to be so popular. My initial plan was just to unlock Soul Wars, play a game or two, and then that would be it, series over. But since you guys have shown so much support, and you seem to be enjoying the content, I'm going to take it a couple of steps further. So the end goal for Boy Soul is going to be to collect the best in slot for every piece of gear that we can wield. I've done a little bit of research on this and I'm pretty sure I've got a definitive list of all of the items that we need to collect. We're going to need a dragon med helm, a rune chain body, dragon plate skirt, leather boots, leather gloves, rune scimitar, rune kite shield, a soul cape, amulet of glory and a ring of recoil. Now, there are some humongous grinds that are going to be a part of that, and we'll definitely get into more detail with those when it comes to it. Those of you with some pretty high attention to detail might have noticed something about that list that doesn't quite add up though. The actual best boots that you can get on the island are steel boots, and you can get those from Pyre Fiends at level 30 Slayer. Now, the reason that I've chosen not to include those on the list of gear that we need is that there is no Slayer training method whatsoever available to us apart from lamping. And I know I did lamp to level 2 construction, so what's stopping me from lamping to level 30 Slayer? So what it really comes down to is the fact that lamping to 30 Slayer is not going to unlock further training methods for that skill. If you think back to when we got ourselves 28 thieving outside of the island, the reason we did that was because that would unlock a new training method for thieving on the island, so that if, God forbid, we decided to go for 99, we could do that without ever leaving the island again. Lamping to 30 Slayer would unlock Pyre Fiends, and that's all. We wouldn't then be able to train the skill further on the island, and the skill level would essentially just be locked there. I only consider lamping to be a good option for a skill if doing it will unlock a better training method later on down the line. We also have to think about the time implications, and I'm going to be completely honest with you all. I do not fancy spending 9 months to maybe even a year lamping up to 30 Slayer. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, I really am. But at the end of the day, RuneScape is a video game and you are supposed to have fun while playing it. So I'm actually filming this clip on my birthday and I'm just about to stream on Twitch a nice long session of Soul Wars. And if you're not following me on Twitch and you fancy hanging out on stream sometime, feel free to drop me a follow. The link is going to be down in the description below, along with my clan chat as well, which everyone is welcome to join. So the stream was a great time and we did a few games of Soul Wars, didn't really get anything super useful, but we did get a nice stack of swordfish right there. So we're going to be keeping hold of those as they are going to be a nice food upgrade. Well, there's the last of the swordfish cooked. Although they didn't last very long, it was pretty nice to not have to go fishing between every trip of these guys. There's level 34 prayer coming in, and that means we can use incredible reflexes, which gives us access to the best melee prayers for DPS anyway, that we're going to have access to on the island. So that's going to be pretty useful, especially in Soul Wars, so that we can really increase the damage that we do to other players. Just checking in with a little bit of an update here. Our kill count for the Moss Giants is now 1,246. Now, when I first started, I must have made some kind of an error because I thought that around 1,000 of these guys would be fine. But I've just done a bit of a calculation and we still need to kill another 1,058 before we're going to be at level 40 prayer, which is a little bit brutal, and I am a little bit busier than usual this week outside of RuneScape, so it may be a little bit of a later video. So if this video has come out later than usual, then I'm really sorry about that, and I hope that you can forgive me. So it's time to fish a few more lobsters, and I keep thinking about my book of knowledge and my experience lamp, and I just don't know what to use them in right now. But I really want to get them used because that's 2 inventory slots that we could be freeing up there. Now, as I discussed earlier, I'm not going to be lamping Slayer, so that one's off the table. Well, there's also no point really in doing Hunter, Runecraft, Farming, Agility or Smithing. So that really leaves me with the option of either Prayer or maybe Magic, both of which are kind of time consuming just because we need to collect all the materials before we can actually train them skills. However, I think that once we actually have the runes, training Magic is going to be pretty fast. It already has been quite fast anyway, so I think we're going to just use them both in prayer. Feel free to roast the shit out of me in the comments because I know that you're all going to have a much better idea of what I should have done here. So if you want to let me know how you would have used these, I will definitely learn for next time. But for now, there's 2 more inventory slots freed up. And there's level 35 prayer. Okay, it's been a long day, but we have finally reached a little bit of a milestone with our prayer level. So the next bone that we bury is going to get us up to level 37 prayer. Okay, there it is. Let's grab these bones and bury them. And that's level 37 prayer, and that's actually huge for the account because we can now use Protect from Magic, which is the first super useful prayer that we've actually unlocked. So let's see that above the head. Absolutely beautiful. So to mix things up a little bit for myself, because I am getting a little bit tired of killing all of these Moss Giants, I'm going to do a little bit of mage training. I'm going to see if I can get myself a safe spot figured out for the lesser or the greater demons in the dungeon, because there are a few upgrades that they can give us. For example, if we can get ourselves a decent safe spot for the greater demons, then we could get ourselves a rune full helm, which is not one of the items on the best in slot list. However, it is still a nice upgrade compared to what we've got now. They also drop adamant plate legs, which again, not best in slot, but still quite nice. And while we're training magic anyway, we might as well just try and go for a little bit of an upgrade. Okay, we're here, so I'm thinking there's probably a good place to safe spot them in this little tunnel here. So we can grab the attention of, let's say, this guy, and let's just see how far he'll follow us. Okay, so this guy's safe spotted now, and hopefully this is going to be a pretty reliable one. We can just drag them over here and keep safe from them in this corner. Okay, first kill and no loot, but at least we found out that there's a good safe spot here. So that's how we're going to spend basically all of our chaos runes. We'll definitely be collecting some more on the journey up to level 40 prayer, so it's not a big deal if we run out. Well, there's a little bit of an upgrade right there. Steel full helm, we can keep that instead of the steel medium helm. Not exactly a piece of rune, but it's better than nothing, so let's keep going. And there's another upgrade straight away. The next kill, we've got a steel axe. So that's actually pretty big because we've been chopping with a bronze axe all the way up to level 45 woodcutting, so we can finally get rid of that and just keep hold of our steel. So there's 33 magic coming in, and we can now cast telekinetic grab, which may be a potential training method for our magic if we can't get a lot of chaos or mind runes, because we are getting quite a good amount of laws and air runes, and we could always just grab things from off the floor. I don't know if that would be more or less XP than just low alking things though, so we'll have to look into that, but it's not something that I'm going to do straight away. And that's the last of the runes, so let's pop our new steel full helm on and finish off the kill. And it's another steel full helm, which we're just going to leave on the floor. So let's go back to Moss Giants and carry on with our prayer training. Alright, so it's the next day and we're back on the Moss Giant training. I've just listened back to the last clip and I sound really tired, so apologies for that. But we're about 3/4 of the way to our goal. We only need to bury another 537 big bones until we can reach our goal. And there we have 38 prayer. Just over 400 Moss Giants to go. I really can't wait until this grind is over, because that means we can start a whole new grind. And there we have level 39 prayer, just one more level to go, and then we can finally move on to do something else. Well, we have 14 bones left until we hit that amazing level 40 prayer. But I'm completely out of food, so we're going to do a little bit of magic training now. We've only got 21 chaos runes, but that'll hopefully get us a couple of extra bones before we have to go and get some food, and maybe we can even get ourselves to level 35 magic, which will unlock Firebolt. And there is level 35 magic. We can now cast Firebolt, and we have 2 runes left. Might as well just use that for Firebolt. Lovely. And there is the final Moss Giant kill of this video. This has been a pretty long grind, I'm not gonna lie, and even though the actual number of Moss Giants to kill isn't as huge as some grinds that you're gonna hear about, it has taken me quite a long time to do. So the final kill count of Moss Giants is 2,219. So let's get burying these final 8 bones and let's hit that prayer level. There it is. The grind comes to an end. We've reached level 40 prayer, which means that we can now use the ectoplasmator as shown here, and we can also use protect from missiles. So let's pop that above our head. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So that means it's time for us to play a little bit of Soul Wars, and we're going to get right to that. We need 250 zeal and we're going to go straight for it. Okay, so it's time to suicide and get on a few games of Soul Wars. It's a little bit of a waste, but I'm going to drop all of these lobsters because they're just going to get in the way of our death pile when we come back for it. So as we want to be as quick as possible with picking up only the required items, we're just going to drop them all. So I've just finished a couple of games and I figured that I would just check my total zeal. So if we quickly !SW in Runelight, 511 total zeal, and we're actually rank 107 in the UIM High Scores for Soul Wars zeal. So I've actually checked out the high scores and it seems like it wouldn't be too difficult to get ourselves onto the front page, and that's something that I think I'm going to go for at some point soon. Not this video, but keep your eyes out for something in the future. It looks like this is going to be the last game that we need to play for the episode. And there we go, the game is over. We earned 45 zeal and we now have a total of 253, which means it's time to go and have a chat to Nomad. Okay, so we have level 40 prayer, we have 250 zeal tokens, so let's buy ourselves an ectoplasmator. There it is. Feels good, feels good. So let's go pick up our stuff and test this bad boy out. So as long as we have the ectoplasmator in our inventory, we should gain prayer experience for every kill we get against a ghost type enemy. The experience that you get is equal to 20% of the total hit points of the enemy that you kill. So that should equal 10 XP for every forgotten soul kill that we get. Okay, here we are. Let's just test this thing out. And there it is, 10 prayer XP. So that's actually perfect. We've just unlocked an AFK prayer training method. The reason it's AFK is because the Forgotten Souls are such a low level that we can essentially stay here and fight them forever. We may need to eat once or twice, but the kills per hour are going to be pretty high. And I think that compared to killing Moss Giants and burying the big bones, this is going to be a much faster prayer training method because the amount of kills per hour is going to be so much higher, and the amount of prayer difference between killing a Forgotten Soul and burying a big bone is only 5 XP. So overall, I'm extremely happy with this upgrade. We're going to need to grind all the way up to level 70 prayer for that soul cape, so there's going to be quite a long grind and a bit of a Forgotten Soul massacre coming quite soon. But for now, I'm done with prayer training. I just wanted to make sure that I had the ectoplasmator unlocked, as I'll be passively training prayer while I AFK doing other things. For now though, I've got something else on my mind. You might remember the chest that lives in the dungeon here. It's time for us to finally get on that grind. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing next episode. I've got some pretty big plans for some of the loot inside, and what we can achieve could change everything for this account. So that's where I'm going to end the episode for today. Thank you very much for watching, it is really appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, join the CC if you haven't already, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch, and I will see you next time.